Well, I just want to go into this thing. I made a commentary about like a woman who called like a nuclear physicist boring, no personality, and things like that. I just want you to know that this is a trend throughout. Like, it's a trend that transcends the race of the woman. You have even Karens who don't desire like dudes who work like honorably. They get things with honor, you know, with moral integrity. And that's no less than Spanish women either. I'm not gonna say that Spanish people that we in Spanish people like are like one and the same. I'm not gonna say that, despite the fact that some Spanish people do have African ancestry. You know, that's the truth. But I mean, due to their like way that they look at like black people, I kind of like um I use that term loosely. I don't use that term loosely. I use the Afro Latin term very carefully. Because there's some, for example, mestizos that may claim to be Afro Latin. Um, but basically, you know, you should never, as I said in the last commentary, you should never be overcome by like liking someone, like that you like someone so much that you like basically lose yourself. You know what I mean? You should never be in that situation. You know what I mean? Um, so there was a video a long time ago where this one woman, she, I guess, single mom, and she saw a guy, and then they got, something happened where she thought the guy was attractive, and then she actually decided to take the guy out. Like, the guy worked a decent job, I guess. He worked at FedEx or something like that. But his friend drove like a car that resembled the car of a trapper. And so she kind of was more into the trapper, meaning that she thought his friend sold drugs basically. And so, there was a part two, and shout outs to Please Act Right. And it just goes to show you that it's not just what you would call it, like Keisha, but it's all of them. It's all of them, trust me. It's all of them. All of them in the West are programmed to think a certain way. So let's go into this and break it down.
Imagine you want to buy a car. It could be this car, or that car, or this car, or that car. Like, they family is how.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. And here's part two of Beauty is Only Skin Deep. But before we get started, I'd like to thank Shamika Jones for your support on my Cash App. Your contribution is greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to support my channel too, the links are below. Now, let's get into the video.
So since I have a little bit of time, I know.
Now the sad thing is too, like again, you hear how masculine their voices sound. I'm sorry to say it, but like for me personally, like I wouldn't want that like in my ear in the morning. You know what I mean? Like I would want a soft, sweet voice like to wake me up in the morning. You know what I mean? Um, in addition to a couple of other things, not just that, but other things too that I'm not going to go into. But like having a voice like that is, it's like at this point, like why, like, I might as well talk to one of my homeboys. You feel me? But let's listen to her.
It's been a few months, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what happened to USPS/UPS Bay. So it's been a few months, so you have to forgive me. I'm not gonna completely remember every step by step, but it's just funny how this all went. So after that, give him my number, and me and my girlfriends had met up, and we didn't. Ended up our plans.
Keep in mind that me and my girlfriends met up. When a woman like has a lot of girlfriends and a lot of homegirls and stuff like that, just keep in mind that there's a high probability that she's single. You know what I mean? And that they're single too. You know, because the traditional woman, she's not necessarily not going to be out there like that. You know, she's going to be doing things with her husband. You know, she's going to be like at her husband's, like, you know, her husband is going to be the one who's going to be, you know, taking charge, and she's going to be the one to be with her husband because she loves and supports her husband. You know, she's not going to really go out with her friends, you know. That's just going to be a once in a while thing. But let's continue.
Like ended up changing or canceling or something. So I was like, well, Buddy just asked me to pull up to. Ooh, I just saw somebody hit somebody. Buddy asked me to pull up to his people's party, so let's pull up. Now, usually when someone invites you to a family party, it's just like, you know, they.
That's his first mistake, is that he invited her to like a family party. That's the problem. Like why introduce like why introduce? Here's the thing, right? I wouldn't even bring like a single mother to my village because I wouldn't want like women to get the idea that that's okay to do, right? That it's okay to be a single mom, and it's okay to basically choose the wrong type of men, and then basically the type of men you choose like dictate your trajectory, right? I wouldn't want to do that, right? Well, let's continue.
Family is usually cool and like it's probably the younger people's in the family. No. We reluctantly, my friends pulled up with me. They made me stop and get a present too, because I'm not like that. I ain't like that. I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna bring the vibes. That's what I got. That's all I.
So keep in mind that like you never want to be with a woman who's not going to spend money on you. Like, and so, you know, if you're being with this woman, she's just going to want to take from you, and she's not going to want to give you anything. You know what I mean? Like for example, you'll get her something, and then she's going to pull up and just say, "Oh, okay, I'll bring you the vibes." You know, I'll bring you the vibes. And also the sad reality is she'll ration out sex too. She'll like be like hella like rationing sex. That's the harsh reality, unfortunately. But let's continue.
Not for you. But Dina, being the white woman that she is, told me to grab a bottle. So I grab a bottle, boom, we pull up. It is his 80-something-year-old grandfather's birthday party.
Yeah, see, that's a mistake. Like, why invite like her to your grandfather's party? Like, you know, like why do that? You know, that's the thing.
Why did you play with me? That's strike number one. Then I pulled up and I hated. And when I tell you hated, his outfit. I cannot stand a nigga that cannot dress. I hate a nigga that tries to put on a pair of ones and the ones are trash.
So I mean, like, at that point, if you really cared about the guy, you know, if you really cared about the guy and wanted to be with the guy, then I mean, you could always buy him like a couple of pieces of clothing that you would maybe like to see him in, right? If you're invested in him. But I mean, of course, she ain't invested in him, so you know. Yeah, she ain't invested in him, so you know she ain't gonna buy no clothes for him. But yeah, I mean, if you don't like how a guy is dressed, I mean, rather than tell him, hey, you know, I don't like how you dress, maybe you should buy something for him, because if you change your style for a woman, like, and you decide to buy things that she wants to see you in, you basically submitted to her program versus running your own program. You know what I mean? So I really don't care how women think I dress, you know? But I'm just saying, in this scenario, you know, single mom, I think she's in her 30s. Like, you would think that she would, like, maybe be trying to choose up, right?
And if you don't know any better, then just don't do it. So I was irritated. And then he just wasn't giving me the energy that I wanted. Like, his family was cool as hell. Like, super duper cool. My friend.
So the fact that he introduced her to the family is like, that's all bad. And the type of energy she's talking about Pookie Ray Ray energy. She's talking about Pookie Ray Ray and what you call it, Jose's energy. You know, she's not talking about, like, yeah, that's what she's talking about. She's not talking about, like, someone who's maybe, like, on the right page.
Hush, son. My friends have.
Yeah, and you know, she said hush, son. So there's, like, no really telling, like, you know, what kind of things her son hears. You know what I mean? And the fact that she's doing the video in the car with her son is just another telltale sign. Pretty soon he's gonna understand what's going on and pick up on things. You know what I mean?
A blast. Like, we turned that party out. I mean, we're a ball of energy. That was gonna happen. So in summation, I ended up leaving. He tried to give me this, like, elongated ass hug, and I was like, I gotta go. Me and my friends, we have plans. We had.
So yeah. At that point, he should have just canceled it. The moment you're not getting the energy, just let him go, bro. Don't waste your time. Like, the thing is this. Back in the day, yeah, you know, putting effort in was something that would be good, right? But the thing is, the more effort you put in today, the less they're gonna respect you, and the more they'll despise you. So yeah, bro, if she gives you that kind of, like, energy, just dismiss her, bro.
No plans. It was time to go home and think about what. Yeah, it was time to think about.
Okay.
Hold on. Agony.
Keep something in mind. She lied to him and said she had plans, but she really had no plans. Just keep that in mind.
No. Dark spots. Where? Look at.
Yeah, it was time to think about, why did I put myself in this situation? And I've seen everybody's comments underneath the last video. Mind your fucking business, okay? I like what I like. I'm very.
Okay, so if you don't want people to comment on the video, then don't put a video out. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Like, if you put a video out, you're kind of going to be, like, you're kind of, you know, that comes with conditions, and you're going to be like, people are going to, like, ask you questions, and people may comment and may, like, say some comments that you don't like, but that's part of the territory. So if you're not prepared for that territory, then, you know, like, just don't put a video out. It's that simple, you know?
Stubborn. I'm single for a reason.
Yeah. You're single for a reason because you want, whatchamacallit? You want, Pookie and Ray Ray, you know? And Jose.
The guy was very sweet. He was kind of attractive. Like, I thought he was way more attractive than what he actually was.
Yeah, she's just talking in circles at this point. And anytime a girl calls you sweet, it's a wrap. Don't, just let her go, bro. You know, don't like a modern Western woman doesn't want you to be sweet. I learned, you learned it firsthand living here. You know what I mean? You learn it firsthand. Um, but the thing is, as I said before, and I'll say it again, we are winning the gender war, but they're setting up new like things for us to kind of like to hinder us from like making the victory lap to victory, you know. But soon, I'm pretty sure that soon that victory lap is going to be coming.
Just wasn't for me. And that doesn't, and just because someone likes me doesn't mean I have to like them back. If he's not my steez, then he's just not my style. Like, it is what it is. Can't force things. He has since tried to communicate with me. He's tried to approach me with business opportunities. He's a sweet guy.
Don't even do that. If she gave you that energy in the beginning, why waste your time? And you know she's for the streets, bro. You can't reform a streetwalker. Once for the streets, always for the streets. You know? And I hate to say it, but she'll probably be a single mother times two again. Because Pookie and Ray Ray is going to knock her up, and then, you know, there she'll be again. You know? And maybe instead of saying quiet son, she'll be saying quiet daughter. Or something like that. Right?
Just, I am not interested. And I can't fake being interested. But it made for a great story.
Let's get into the video.
So you know, again, as I said in my last commentary, like they don't want like good guys. When a modern woman says, "Where do all the good men go?" What they're saying, okay. I'm gonna end this on this note, okay? What a modern woman, when a modern woman says, "Where did all the good men go?" What she's saying is, where did my retirement plan go? Because, you know, basically working on the cop carousel line is very, very taxing on the body, the mind, and the spirit. Therefore, I'm looking for my retirement plan. You know, I want my pension and things like that, my 401k. And that comes in the form of a man who is desperate for companionship. And it appears with her, rather than be desperate for companionship, she's just desperate to have her basically her back blown out by a Pookie Ray Ray guy who will have felonies and do and be selling drugs and stuff like that. I mean, that's what she's looking for, bro. You know, and that's just showing you that, you know, the fact that he said he got like money ideas, and you know, she didn't want to acknowledge that. You know, we know what time it is. You know, but anyhow, that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Food is signing out. Unjada.